Right, so, right, I brought the caravan nearer the house because I thought that we might have rain when we had the Everdale Garden Club here a couple of weeks ago, but in fact we didn't really need it. That's one of the things I may sell because trying to declutter, we haven't used the caravan for 15 years, maybe a bit more, and it just sits in the garden and moves around. It gets serviced and everything, but I think that and probably also my rather large 1000cc motorbike will also probably get sold because, well, with the motorbike all I did was MOT mileage, so that's a bit silly, and I'm too old and not very well, so I think I'm too old to ride 1000cc motorbikes anymore. Maybe I might change to have a little electric bicycle. I don't know. We'll see. So, as I say, the garden club we had on the patio here, it was good, really. You know, there were a few things to see. I'll do a wander around the back garden here, and then a little bit at the front, and then we'll go and see Stephen's allotment, and my grandson Matthew is building him a shed. So let's have a look round. Right, so one of the things that was quite good was these roses, which I'm growing up. I'm trying to get them up to Janine's bedroom. So we've got sort of matching roses, one there and one there. Oh, sorry, we've got and then that's Janine's bedroom up there. I'm trying to get them up there. Probably another 2 years, but we'll see. Sorry, we've got a cat. This is that's Daisy, the pussycat. Yeah, she tends to wander around the garden. So that the roses, I'm quite pleased with them. Lovely smell. Don't know the variety. This rose over here isn't bad, actually. This one is a cluster of roses there. So that's into the kitchen, the new kitchen we did 4 years ago now. One of the gardening club members had this rhododendron which got a bit too big. It's in a pot, but we've watered it. My children and grandchildren moved it, and I think it might even flower again. It seems quite it's only putting on leaf. We'll see if we get flower. The rhododendrons have done well in pots, and they're quite good for Christmas decorations when they're dried, but they do need watering. But yeah, they're quite good. With these roses, I've sort of tied them to the wall to help them grow up, otherwise they flop about. But I'm quite pleased with those. Then what have we got down here? Have a quick look at Stephen's pond. He's got lots of carp, and so one of my grandsons Alex built up this wall, and there's the pond. Long term, I think I want to have another pond a bit higher up the bank there, that's between us and the motorway, and then have a waterfall going in there. But the trouble with getting old is you have ideas, but haven't really got the strength to do anything about it. So for me, well, there's a cat. For me, gardening is an awful lot easier if you've got a grandchild to do the hard work. So yeah, runner beans, Lady Di on this side and Enorma on the other side. They've done quite well. The peas are over now, but they were quite good. I need to be cutting the grass. But yeah, that's more runner beans. And there's more of the cat. There's the cat. Right. We had really dry weather, which didn't help. But now we've had a little bit of rain, so things are beginning to recover. You can see there where the lawnmower is. That's where the caravan was for almost a year. So the grass dies out. Plants need light. Some of these box over here. You can see this is the damage that the caterpillars do. Those ones still just about alive, but they're mainly just twigs. The box moth is a real nuisance. I have sprayed them, or rather my grandchildren have sprayed them. So, and I've done them once and they've done them. So at least twice, maybe 3 times this year, and I'll do them again in the autumn. The mulberry, yeah, lots and lots of blossom. One little mulberry and then it fell off, but maybe next year. I did mainly it's spraying, but I've also used these biological traps, which do work. There's a few moths in there. Quite a nice hibiscus there. I did want to get colour. There's a little pond there. And then this is under the Cotoneaster. And yeah, I've got little bits of colour. It's getting better. I'm really quite pleased with these Canai lilies. I'm told that they're quite easy to grow from seed, so I'm going to try and collect the seed and grow them. I'm going to do a bit more collecting of seeds because it'd be fun to see if I can grow things on second season. So a few more roses. We've got some. This was a greenhouse, plasticky cheap one, but the top blew off. But we've got some cucumbers there, and some peppers, and some tomatoes over there. So we're doing okay. Mesembryanthums, we've got other names, those orange things in the back. Crocosmia, I'm not sure. More tomatoes in pots. And I say, another hydrangea. They do quite well. Then over here on this table, I do tend to keep tree seedlings. So I'm going to try and do a bit of bonsaiing. Some of the ones I've cut back a bit. Trees are over here. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, some peppers there. Some more, those yellow things are courgettes that become melons, they become peppers. And the bananas doing well. I hope for the end of the year to have divided up the baby bananas, or the plants anyway, and grow them on. And then over there, Pyrrhus in the corner. We'll just do this border over here, and then I'll do the front, and then I'll do a video of Stephen's allotment. The main thing there is a shed. We really haven't done very much this year, but I think the thing to do is clean the soil and get ready for next year. That's what I would call a Peruvian lily. It's got its what a label, can't see it, but I would call it Peruvian lily. Little bit of colour here. The geranium is doing well. It was a pot plant and then it's got planted out. It's doing well. Another tomato over there. I think this is broom here. It looks a bit dead, but in the spring it's absolutely covered with yellow blossom. It's a cutting from that one there. But yeah, and there's a lilac behind it. And then Mark's conker tree goes way, way up there that he planted when he was 3. So that's there. And we've got other big trees, got ashes there. These were planted by men of the trees 35, almost 40 years ago. Okay, a lot more trees. We've got some oaks and bits and pieces. I won't do down the bottom, but I'll just do the quick bit of the front. And then we'll go off and do then we'll go and do another rose, trying to grow up. The wisteria, I need more wires, but I'm trying to grow the wisteria again along to Janine's bedroom, which is up there. So that's the wisteria. It goes around the corner, and I've grown other wisterias in the corners to try and join up. So holly's doing okay. We've got berries. It was so dry for a while that I'm not sure. I don't think we've got many holly berries. Hardly any. It's too dry. Just a few there. But really few berries, but not many at all. Right, and then there's the wisteria has done well. It should be good again next year. I've got this plant we've had for 30 years at the front. It's sort of like a potatoey flower, but it's really nice. It's sort of blue and I don't know. Little blue flowers, and but it just sort of died out. The stem there that it's growing from, it's sort of broken itself loose. It was very windy. It was a much bigger plant, but I think that's probably not going to make it. I planted some other things, some honeysuckle and what I'd call Californian lilac, a bluey thing, and a few annuals, cosmos there. But I'll have to, I think, that'll regrow up and we'll redo it a bit. Yeah, that's a job for next year. And we've got a few grapes. Just a few grapes growing in a pot. So there's a few grapes. Whoops, wrong way. There's definitely a few grapes. There we are. So, that'll do for the front. So basically we'll go around now to have a look at how Stephen's new shed on his allotment's coming on. But as I say, I think over the autumn, or late summer, autumn, we need to tidy it all up and try and remove some of the weeds and get ready for 2026. Good Lord. I sort of feel that dates should start with a 19, but then again I was born in 1950, so I suppose that's the way I'd feel. So cheers everybody. I'll carry on and do the just sit myself down. There we are. So I'll carry on and do the video of Stephen's allotment now. Right, well this is Stephen's allotment, as I say. Hopefully next year we'll get it tidied up and get a reasonable amount of produce, but let's have a look. So first of all we've got this water tank. We're filling that up at the moment from a hose. Holds quite a lot. And then over in there we've got a compost bin, quite a well-made compost bin. And then in the far corner, that's where Matthew's building a shed for Stephen so that he can keep his tools. So that's going to be the shed. Yeah. I'm afraid we're mainly growing weeds at the moment. He's got some tyres over here. Next year, I think all along here, along this border here, he wants to have hoops and keep the butterflies off and the rodents and the rabbits off his crops. A bit like, well, you've got the hoops there, but then some of these ones, like if you have a look, neighbouring ones, there they've got boards at the bottom and then hoops. And lots of cherry tomatoes. So he wants to have his something like that. So then the main thing is this metal, fairly stout greenhouse. It's just got netting over it, but surprisingly it does make it a bit warmer. So if we go in the greenhouse, here we are. Whoops. Right, so I've been doing a bit of digging. Stephen doesn't really like digging because of his back, but he says he'll do some rotavating when it's dug over. So yeah, we've got a few things growing, but not much this year. First year. Can only get better. A few corn in a tyre. There we are. And then round the back of the greenhouse, we've got some rhubarb, some, I'd call it mesembryanthum, but I think it's crocosmia. It's a purpley thing. And then an apple tree, a plum, I think it's next door, I don't know if it's his plum, maybe it's his, a plum, apple, a plum and a cherry. And then that's it really, but keep Stephen busy. So we say the water's filling up. There's a tap and a hose, so it's going in there. So that's filling up. Once it's filled, I'll go home. Right, and that's Stephen's allotment. Most of the other ones are quite a bit tidier, really. Quite impressive. There's one here. Similar sort of idea. A lot of this green mesh stuff seems to be quite popular. Yeah, you can just about hear the M5, which is over this and that direction. Nice day, a few clouds, sort of Simpson type clouds. Right, so that's August really. We've got Trump rampaging around doing his tariff nonsense, trying to wreck the world economy, and we've got tragedies in Ukraine and Gaza, and British Empire's slowly sinking into sand. But whatever, it's summertime and it won't be that long before autumn and another Christmas, and then a spring. Yeah. Cheers everybody. Cheers. Bye.